Speaking of highly upvoted questions, we got a lot from the PvP community. I want to ask a few of those.
Dial in! Lock in!
Starting with Keth Cup on Reddit, the question is, do you have any plans on making PvP less daunting for new players?
Okay.
We absolutely do, yeah. We're really excited to introduce a new feature called Training Grounds. This is a feature where players can enter battlegrounds fighting alongside other players against game-controlled opponents. So instead of fighting against other PvPers, potentially people who have been playing this mode much longer than you, who have better PvP gear than you, and are going to wipe the floor with you, you'll be able to fight against some opponents, so you'll have a little bit more of a satisfying win rate against. And because of that, we think this will be a pretty good on-ramp for people who are PvP curious, who want to get into PvP, but feel like there's just too much of a steep on-ramp because of those daunting...
This is actually a good thing. I know a lot of you guys are memeing, but...
this is going to start with a couple battlegrounds that players will be able to...
Maybe people doing, Calm Stomp is going to get them into the game.
And we'll see where we go from there.
I think, we love PvP, broadly speaking. I think one of the challenges is it can be very daunting to get in, as the question implies. If you're getting into PvP for the first time, you're in some cases jumping into a pool that's filled with sharks who've been doing this for 20 years.
That is true.
But there's so much, there's nothing quite like World of Warcraft PvP and that style of conflict, that style of combat. And so really our philosophical approach to Midnight to really try to rejuvenate and grow the scene is to broaden the base of that pyramid so we can kind of lift the whole thing up and help all levels of it.
This is important, guys. Like, you guys are memeing, but this is actually very important.
Every season, everyone will be better served if people feel like they can actually enter this community for the first time and discover what is so great about WoW PvP.
Let's all be sharks.
So eventually.
The PvP player and creator known as Supatees
had
the most highly upvoted question on our forums.
Yeah, we helped him.
He wrote, in the War Within, we saw major reward improvements and restructuring for Mythic Plus, which improved participation. Are there plans to look at the current reward structure for PvP, such as rating cutoffs or additional rewards?
There are definitely plans to look at this. One thing I can say that will be changing at launch in Midnight and the first season of Midnight is that top tier cutoff coming down from 2,400 to 2,300 for those rewards and titles. I think looking at how MMR has evolved and how the rating ecosystem has played out, that's been a bit too exclusive even for some of our best players. Broadly speaking, beyond that, I think there's a lot more that we would like to do with the system. That's not necessarily going to be happening right at launch in Midnight, but if you look, for example, at what we changed with Mythic Plus and new titles and new structure and things like the resilient keystone system in War Within, those changes came in War Within patches. So as we look to PvP and its evolution over the course of Midnight, that's definitely an area that we want to focus on.
Got another one. Sandent on the WoW forums wrote, will War Mode receive more well-needed attention?
I want to add more to this, but I'm going to wait till it's over.
Maybe a
pause quickly.
treatment?
Yeah, we're adding a whole new area into the Voidstorm zone, a giant War Mode area which reflects the same space as the Slayer's Rise Battleground. If you watch the deep dive video, you got to see that. That Slayer's Rise is also made manifest in the zone itself. And this is, if you've played War Mode in past expansions, you know that we've taken a couple War Mode areas and had maybe one in each zone, one in Ringing Deeps and one in Isle of Dorn, where PvP, when you enable War Mode, you'll have some special, unique activities. We took all those and glumped them all together right into this Slayer's Rise area, and so there's going to be a huge PvP playground if you have War Mode on, be able to do lots of cool world-class activities, reasons to just kill one another, and even if you don't have War Mode enabled, there'll still be PvP-themed content for folks doing world quests up in that area.
Why would you not have War Mode enabled?
That's a very good question.
Okay, so a few things. I'm gonna pause this really quick. We'll go get back into it for a sec, but so the questions that he answered were about getting new people into PvP. So basically, they added Comp Stomp to some additional battlegrounds, which I actually think is a good thing. By the way, I do think we need to get some fresh blood into the scene. And it is important to build the base of the pyramid, like you said, you know what I mean? The 2,300 Glad, that doesn't excite me that much, to be honest with you. That just feels like a Band-Aid over a bullet hole, in all honesty. I feel like the reward system needs a complete overhaul and restructuring. And it doesn't sound like we're going to get it in Midnight, which is super unfortunate. But yeah, the 2,300 Glad, it's a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. It's a very super minor fix that he said, as 2,300 Andy, I'm grateful. Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is that means that's only a change to 3v3 arena, right? Well, I guess everything is like the elite, but like Gladiator specifically and getting the gladiator mount, that's a 3v3 only thing, you know, and there's a lot of people that, you know, they're doing battleground blitz, they're doing solo shuffle, and it doesn't seem like really much is going to change for them, unfortunately. The PvP zone I think is good. There are things about world PvP that I don't like right now. Like, I don't know if you guys do a lot of PvP, but when people are grouped with healers, nothing can really happen. Nobody can really die. So I don't know what they do about that, but I feel like healers in world PvP are way too good. I also feel like the weird consumables and like buffs and stuff that you can get that literally just make you like an overpowered raid boss can feel really weird in PvP too. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever ran into the people that spend all day doing world PvP as like a 5-man group and they have 7,000 world PvP buffs. It just, I don't like that stuff either. So I hope they address some of that if they're going to try to make world PvP fun. I don't like grouping in world PvP, which sounds really weird, but I feel like it's way too OP to be in a healer in a group, and it just feels borderline impossible to win unless you do that. So this is actually a big change. Skillcat posted it, so I'm not going to get in trouble. This is a big change. So one of the changes is CC now fully DRs after 2 applications, down from 3. So there's no triple DR anymore. So you're not going to get triple DR, Dragon's Breath, triple DR, stunned. You said that's so bad. I'm actually not convinced that it is bad. Because they did 2 things, by the way. So there's no triple DR, but they actually made it so your diminishing returns don't last as long. So it went down from 18 seconds to 16 seconds. So you actually could be full CC'd a little bit more often, but you're not going to have to deal with the amount of micro CCs that can happen. Let's see what else is here. Cheap Shot has a 12-second cooldown. What do you guys think about that one? So Cheap Shot has 2 charges, but a 12-second cooldown. It's the end of WoW. I don't think it is. I have a feeling it's not going to be as bad as you think. He said, bruh. It's going to be fine, bro. You still have Kidney Shot. Rogues still have the best stuns in the game. It's a 12-second cooldown. I don't even think it's bad. It's a 12-second cooldown. You can still, yeah, I think it's pretty good still. I really think sometimes when rogues see these changes, they overreact like crazy. But that basically means almost every DR, you get 2 charges of Cheap Shot and you still have Kidney Shot. So I don't know if it will be 6 seconds in PvP, to be honest with you. I don't think it will be. There's no way. You get 1 Cheap Shot per Shadow Dance? I mean, I think there was something incredibly unhealthy about a rogue being able to Cheap Shot 15 times in a row. Like, rogues are still going to have more stuns than every other melee in the game by like triple. What about Garrote spam? Yeah, I don't know. What else? Let's see. NS Cyclone is back for Resto Druid. So, new PvP talent, Call of Onara. Nature Swiftness now also affects Cyclone, but its cooldown is increased by 10 seconds. So you have instant clone again with a PvP talent, but it increases the cooldown of your Nature Swiftness by 10 seconds. Rip sub. I mean, we have no idea how sub is going to be. New PvP talent added for pre-specializations as well. We got Psychic Shroud, which grants CC immunity after using Fear. So when you Psychic Scream affects 1 or more players, the next crowd control effect on you is prevented. So after you Fear, you become immune to CC. That's interesting. Said Garbanzo? I don't think it is Garbanzo. Like, imagine a mage like blinks on you, you fade his crowd control, and then you Fear him, and he can't DB you anymore. I think it's actually not as bad as you think. I think it could be really good. Yeah, you can like sprint in, fade, then Fear, you're immune to CC, and get out. I'd rather be immune to CC for a couple seconds before the scream. Well, that's why you can pair it with Fade. You have that. Fade, Death, and now this. Yeah, and Holy Ward. Like, it's gonna be interesting. Is there more? Is that it? We need more, bro. Skill cap. Keep going, man. All right, here's another one. Searing Glare now replaces Blinding Light, and Repentance is now completely gone. What? Searing Glare replaces Blinding Light, and Rets don't have Repentance anymore. Oh. There we go, man. There we go, baby. Good change. I think it actually is a good change. I don't mind Blinding Light in Searing Glare though, so it's gonna be. Wait, does Holy Paladin have rep? I don't know, to be honest with you. This is a good post though. I like this. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I've read the patch notes. Like, I'm just gonna tell you, I've read the alpha patch notes. There's a lot. There's the class changes are insane. Like, some of you guys, for your specs, I think there's probably 200 lines for every class of changes. Dead serious. I think literally every class has 200 lines of changes. I'm dead serious.
Or whatever.
With Quel'Thalas being part of the main world now, will there be any updates?
Did you read about Mistweaver Monk? I read as much as I could, but there's no way I could internalize all the information. We can look at them after this. We have to wait though till after the QA. Everything becomes public after the QA.